Welcome to Tactical Talk. This is Zain Khan. There is a new leadership in Pakistan. Imran Khan, the chairman of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, has won Pakistan's 2018 general elections. Today, the topic of our show is, will the new leadership in Pakistan further improve Pakistan and Iran ties? Joining us from Islamabad is a senior journalist, Waqar Rizvi. He was also the presenter of the Press TV show, The Debate. Welcome to our show, Waqar Rizvi. This is Zain Khan. It is a pleasure having you on Tactical Talk.
Thank you for having me, Zain. It's wonderful to be here.
Let's get to the first question. Waqar, the newly elected Prime Minister of Pakistan, Imran Khan, mentioned in his victory speech that he would like to have good relations with Iran and also other neighbors of Pakistan. What steps do you think that he might take to improve the relationship between Pakistan and Iran?
Well, we've seen signs already, Zain, about what he may do. He's spoken, of course, about the Iran-Pakistan gas pipeline, though we'll have to see specifically what happens in that regard. It's obviously also a good sign that Foreign Minister Zarif of Iran is the first foreign dignitary to arrive with his delegation in Pakistan since Imran Khan won the premiership. We'll also have to see, of course, how this all plays out vis-a-vis the use of dollar between the two countries. We've heard of rumors that Iran also wants to take part in CPEC, which would be very significant, of course, from both the Pakistani and Iranian points of view. So there's a lot on the table. We'll obviously have to see how exactly Premier Khan plays all this out.
Let's get to a very important question. What steps do both countries need to take to enhance bilateral ties between one another?
Well, as I said, there's a lot on the table, of course, and we can talk about the usuals, the military ties, the need to secure the border, the fight against terrorism, the fight against the drug trade. We also can talk about the US sanctions, which will no doubt affect relations and Pakistan's calculations towards the Islamic Republic of Iran. But in my opinion, the biggest hurdle at this point between the two countries' good relations remains the lack of people-to-people contact. I think there are misconceptions on both sides about each other. And I think that for many Pakistanis, for example, they view Iran from a very sectarian point of view in some ways, positively or negatively. It's seen as a very Shia-centric way of looking at that country, which I think is, of course, a mistake. Iran is so much more than just the shrines. There's a lot of historical places to visit. There's a lot of tourism. There need to be more exchanges between the peoples of the two countries for relations to genuinely improve.
Okay, but Waqar, what projects and steps are currently being taken by both countries?
We obviously know about things like the Gwadar port. We also, just today I was reading that India may have to lessen its involvement in Chabahar, and that's an opportunity for Pakistan, of course, to get involved. I mentioned CPEC already. That's, of course, important. Things like drug, etc. are also important. But beyond that, it's also genuinely just to see how Pakistan will react to things like the Saudi pressure, which is, of course, going to come on at some point on this country. We've already heard rumors about $4 billion, I believe it is, with the Islamic Development Bank offering Pakistan and Iran both going through a financial crunch at this point, economic issues. But if they partner up, they can really get beyond this for the betterment and for the benefit of both sides.
How important is the Iran-Pakistan gas pipeline for the region and also for the both countries?
It's very important. From the Iranian point of view, it's important because we know that the Americans are pushing for an alternative pipeline called the TAPI, which is the Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India pipeline. Pakistan, of course, has some concerns about that, especially because of the involvement of India in that. For Pakistan and Iran, the IP or the Iran-Pakistan gas pipeline would be advantageous. Pakistan, I was reading just a few days ago, by 2020, its energy needs versus its energy supplies will be 4-to-1 by the year 2020. So Pakistan really needs this pipeline to go through. The Iranians need this pipeline to go through because obviously they've invested a lot in this already. And secondly, they really want to be able to export their energy, be it gas, be it oil, or otherwise.
Waqar Rizvi, let's get to our last question. With the evolving geopolitics in the region, how important is the positive relationship between Pakistan and Iran?
As neighbors, you always want countries to have good relations. As I mentioned earlier, there is a major disconnect between the peoples. There may not be that disconnect between the politicians at this point, but till such point that the disconnect remains between the people, this will remain a relationship with many challenges. People not understanding why we have issues at the border, for example. Both countries are trying, seemingly, to keep that border secure, but there are major challenges because of terrain, etc. The drug trade is in and of itself a major challenge as well. And beyond that, as we've mentioned before, there's trade. There also needs to be more cultural exchanges as well. We have a few Pakistanis who have made it in Iranian media, even documentary filmmakers, etc. That needs to increase. So this good relations between these two sides will be advantageous to both. It's not just a one-way road, it must be a two-way road. Pakistan must safeguard its interests as well, and so must Iran.
Thank you so much, Waqar Rizvi, for being on Tactical Talk. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you, Zain, for the opportunity.
This was Waqar Rizvi, a senior journalist and also the presenter of the Press TV show, The Debate. We were discussing, will the new leadership in Pakistan further improve Pakistan and Iran ties? Until the next episode of Tactical Talk, this is Zain Khan. Take care and goodbye.